cold as a razor blade, as tight as a tourniquet, like the skin on a dying man. I don't want a piece of the world. I want the whole world. I make my own rules because it's much easier that way. Trust me.
What's up, everybody? It's Marcus D'Angelo. We're back for another episode of The Snake Pit, and you know who this man is right beside me. That is the Hall of Famer, the pop culture icon, master of the DDT, Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, man, I'm flying high today, brother.
Flying high. That's
buddy. Feeling good.
That's a good place to be as we're recording this here on a Tuesday. But we're about to be feeling good here on the podcast, man. Today, it's our 12th edition of Ask Jake Anything. And always, dude, I know. And as always, your fans, every time they deliver excellent questions. We will do everything we can to ask as many as possible. But if we miss yours, don't worry. We'll roll them over into the next episode. Before we watch, though, Jake, I wanted to tell you and our listeners about how I get to pick the brain of your friend and your fellow WWE Hall of Famer, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh, I love Jim Duggan. And I talk to him every other week on the Hacksaw Hour on ad-free shows. And on the latest episode, Jim talked about cutting his teeth in the business at a place I know you're familiar with, the Dallas Sportatorium. Let's take a listen.
I came down to the Sportatorium. I'm like, Jesus, not really what I expected. You know, it was kind of a rough-looking building, all tin and everything. And went in Fritz's office and had all the pictures of all the guys and the posters. And he set me down and hit the ropes with David Manning. And Gary Hart gave me my first pair of trunks. And he gave me the gift of pro wrestling. I mean, where I think he got a lot of heat because a lot of guys are like, why is this football? It's like it is nowadays. Why is this football player in here? And he doesn't even know the business. You know, I never watched wrestling. I wasn't a wrestling fan. I mean, it was a huge gift. And that's why it took me so long to learn. You know? It took me a while to learn the business, but I came around. But I'll always be in debt to Fritz von Erich.
I've got a hell of a rib coming on him.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
What's going on there?
Well, we went up to Detroit to do this signing, and he's there next week. So of course, in the windows of the store, they got a picture of him, you know, doing the ho, you know.
Yep.
A big one, a big picture, and somehow somebody talked somebody into putting a bra on him and leaving it up there. So whenever he drives into the store, he's going to see that fucking thing, man.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, a red lace bra.
I cannot. Where'd you get the bra?
No, they did it by the magic of fucking computers and shit.
Okay. Oh, I cannot wait to ask him about that next time we talk. That's amazing.
Yeah.
He was talking about the Sportatorium there. If I'm not mistaken, weren't you once almost shot in the Sportatorium?
Yeah, I sure was, man. I was wrestling Sting.
That's right. It was during your WCW time.
Yeah. Some guy stood up about 9 rows back. Pow, pow, pow.
Holy shit.
I'm so lucky he was a bad shot, man.
I guess you were doing something right. You know?
Yeah.
That kind of reaction.
Yeah, I had heat. That was never a problem.
Well, we're going to be talking about Halloween Havoc here down the road. But guys, in the meantime, Ad Free Shows has the Hacksaw Hour with Jim Duggan, The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbag with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, Tuesday with the Taskmaster with Kevin Sullivan and more. Join up now and do it with this special offer. New subscribers save 20% off their first month by going to adfree20.com. That's 20% off month one right now at adfree20.com. All right, Jake, we've got a bunch of questions. You ready to roll, my friend?
Let's do it.
Let's get it. Husker Green is up first, and they ask, who is the best in-ring worker Jake ever got to work with? Anybody stick out?
Oh, man. Ronnie Garvin.
Wow. All right. That was a quick answer.
Yeah, Ronnie Garvin.
What is it about Ronnie that you think makes him so special?
he gets it. He truly gets it. He understands the ins and outs of the duck's ass, man. He's got it all, and he's so believable. And being in the ring with him, and we never had to talk about anything. We just went out there and did shit.
Wow.
And we had a blast doing it, and we beat the crap out of each other. I often tell the story about beating up Ronnie and watching him sell. And I can always tell when he's getting ready to make his comeback because his nipples would get hard. That was the truth.
And you'd start preparing yourself for the beat.
Yeah, man. I'd look down at him and the nipples weren't hard. I thought I'd kick him some more. So I'd kick him 3 or 4 more times, punch him, turn around and look. Nope, not yet. Bang, bang, bang. And then all of a sudden I turn around and I see him getting hard and he gets the chill bumps because he gets chill bumps too. And I just knew right there, brother, all hell is fixing to break loose. And he would get up and stomp the shit out of me.
I mean, I guess his nipples getting hard are better than him getting hard elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what kind of bothered me.
Oh, you wanted it. Like, come on, man. It's about to be good.
Yeah, it kind of hurt my feelings.
Martin Coates is up next with a pretty good question here. Unrelated to wrestling. Pick one, but the other two are gone forever. The Godfather, Scarface, or The Goodfellas? Scarface.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a movie, dude. Hard to beat. You've got the violence, you've got the storytelling. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Now, I'll throw another one your way, Jake. Are you more of an Al Pacino guy or a Robert De Niro guy?
I like Pacino. Yeah.
I think so too. I like Robert De Niro, but man, Pacino has intensity.
Yeah, he's got something special, man.
Next up, we've got Noah Freehold, who asks, we know you invented the DDT, but did you ever create any other moves?
Short arm clothesline.
Okay. Nobody ever did that before you?
No.
Wow. All right. And do you remember the circumstances, how you came up with that?
Just fucking around.
Just in there and goofing around, and you come up with an awesome
goofing
move
around. Come up with a short arm clothesline. The way I do it, you got to count the whole move,
Okay.
Spinning under with the arm, taking the hand, pushing the guy backwards, then pulling him into it. It's all one piece.
Now, I know that you hit your first DDT on Len Denton. Do you remember who you hit your first short arm clothesline on?
No, I don't. I sure don't, man.
It's awesome. And what a great setup for the DDT.
Yeah.
James Benning is up next. Aside from Warrior, was there anyone in wrestling that you absolutely could not stand?
Vader. Yeah, he broke my sternum twice.
Yep. That's a pretty good reason to not like somebody.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that.
Did you and he ever have any words backstage, or just kind of, all right, fuck this guy after that moment?
I told you, that's fucking it. You don't get no more chances. Ever.
Yeah, I would say breaking your sternum once is probably enough.
Yeah.
Ed Fossler is next. Do you have any Dino Bravo stories? And did you know that he was involved in the criminal underworld at all?
Well, I didn't know about all that. I'd heard rumors.
Yeah.
But when we were wrestling up there, obviously he was in deep, real deep.
How did you react when you found out that he had been assassinated?
It's a strong ass message, man.
You made a mistake somewhere along the line if motherfuckers are trying to assassinate you.
Yeah.
My God.
He fucked up big time.
Did you have any kind of relationship with Dino? Any good stories?
No, I sure didn't. Not around him much at all, man.
It's funny because, I actually got a similar question, somebody asking about Dino Bravo on the Hacksaw Hour with Jim, and Jim kind of said the same thing. He was like, I didn't dislike him. I just didn't really know the guy.
Yeah.
Was he like one of those guys, just show up, do his job, leave, not much socialization?
He's French.
Ah, okay. So He was hanging around the other guys,
Yeah.
the other French Canadians.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dino's story was on Dark Side, and here's another related question with Dark Side of the Ring. Aaron Gerber asks, Bruce Pritchard recently had strong words for the Dark Side of the Ring people and said that they were ignoring the truth for the sake of ratings. Have you had good experiences with them?
I've had great experiences with them, man. I have no issues at all with them. Sorry Bruce feels that way. Kind of makes me wonder what he's thinking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the specific instance that Bruce is talking about, but I do remember reading that Bruce said, like, yeah, I'll give them the truth and they'll ignore it. Like, they just won't put it in there if it doesn't flow with the story that they're trying to tell. So I don't know. I can't speak for it, but yeah, your experiences have been good though. They haven't cut out too much of your stuff.
Not too much.
Okay. Tim Olson is next. What part of your career do you think you were in your physical prime and delivering your best matches?
Oh my gosh. Probably 91.
Okay. So that is post neck surgery. You think you were putting in your best work right then and there?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I thought for sure you were going to say like 85, 84, somewhere in that.
Well, but I wasn't in my best physical shape back then.
Gotcha. Okay.
91, I got buff.
Yes. Yeah. You were looking.
I got jacked up.
When you came back from neck surgery, I remember thinking, all right, he's looking pretty big there.
Yeah. Good times.
Carrie Buell asks, hey guys, I love the Mid-South episodes. Wondering how Jake felt about the Barbarian coming to the WWF as the Berserker.
Oh, it was great to see him. Are you kidding? And then when I find out he's with Mr. Fuji, I'm like, oh my God. Oh my fucking God.
That's a hell of a combo.
Yeah, man. I just tried to keep away. I love John to death, man, but
now, are you trying to keep away because Fuji's such a notorious ribber or because of
both
other stuff?
Both. I don't want to see the ribbon that Fuji's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to see the finished product that Fuji turns loose on the world. It'd be like giving Godzilla to Fuji.
Oh my God. Yeah. With that man, an absolute nut.
Yeah. So
what about the gimmick though, Jake? What do you think of the Berserker?
I mean, it's a silly name.
Yeah, and having the helmet with horns and stuff, it's like, I don't know, you look at a guy like John Norden, he's so huge and in such great shape, and it's like, yeah, I feel like we could have probably done better for him, right?
Yeah. Should have been, could have been, but didn't.
Yeah, he looks like a Hulk Hogan opponent.
Yeah. He's a monster.
Wade Reed is up next. What happened between you and Ivana Trump at WrestleMania 4?
Accidents happen, man. Basically, at 4, it was a thing with me and Rude doing the 20-minute Broadway. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That was cruel punishment, man. That was cruel. But anyway, during the whole match, she's sitting ringside and she's not even watching the match. She's got her head turned, her legs turned. Donald's right there beside her. He's all into it,
Yeah.
And so at the end of the match, I slid out of the ring on her side and I grabbed the snake. And when I grabbed the snake, I just swung it. And by accident, the snake slapped her across her breast. And she fell backwards in her chair. And spilled her drink all over herself, and Donald went running up the aisle. He took off running.
Left her.
Yeah. Rumor has it she tried to pay a couple of her security guards to come up and teach me a lesson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Donald told me that shit.
So that was gonna be my next question. If you had much interaction with Donald Trump while you were there.
Oh yeah, I have.
Like over the years, even beyond that?
Over the years, yeah.
Really? Like where are you bumping into him?
Different places.
Okay.
You know, in Vegas and Atlantic City, you know, different places. And we had a good relationship. We had a fun relationship. And yeah, all good, man.
How about that? Future president of the United States and Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you the good story sometime.
Oh, there's a good story with Donald Trump.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Is it a podcast story or just a Jake and Marcus story?
Yeah, you're right. It's a Jake and Marcus story.
All right. Next time I see it, we'll catch
All
up
right.
on it because I'm
All
interested. Okay, everybody, let's take a quick minute to discuss one of my favorite partners. We're talking about AG1 and how they have truly transformed my life with their daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health. I used to start every day taking a bunch of multivitamins, or how about worse, mixing a healthy shake. The vitamins were expensive and annoying, and to get the shake right, you've got to go shopping. You've got to get every single ingredient, and then you've got to clean the blender. You've got to take the blender apart and clean the blades, and it's such a pain in the butt. It takes up so much time. Nearly a year ago, I started drinking AG1 every day because I was fed up with that morning routine, and it is truly a game changer for me. Now I have a single solution that supports my entire body and covers my nutritional bases every single day. I wanted more energy. I wanted to make sure that my immune system was well supported, especially with my young daughter in daycare bringing home germs every day. I also wanted better gut health, and I wanted a simple solution to incorporate into my daily routine that I enjoyed the taste of. AG1 checked every single box. Here's the best part for me, guys. It's easy. My schedule is very full every single day, and AG1 made life easy by providing 75 high-quality ingredients that give me key daily nutrients by simply mixing 1 scoop in a cup of water. That's it. I drink it, and I'm done. It's an easy micro habit that delivers macro results. I know what your next question must be. How much does it cost? That's always my next question. Well, how about less than $3 a day? Break the habit of going to Starbucks or going to the gas station and getting a coffee and a breakfast and a bunch of calories that you don't need. Spend less money and get a science-driven formulation of vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients instead with AG1. Now that is a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Just go to drinkag1.com/snake. That's drinkag1.com/snake, SNAKE. Check it out, guys. I can guarantee you will not regret it. Jason Bayless asks, Sid has said in interviews that he was supposed to be the one to take the infamous snake bite and not Randy, but he had to pull out of doing it due to tearing his bicep. Jake, is there any truth to that?
I have no idea.
Really?
No idea.
So, I mean, this question makes it sound like it was like this premeditated, long time calculated thing. When did you find out that Randy was getting bit by a snake?
That day.
Okay. Now, did you come up with it, or did somebody come to you and say, hey, he's getting bit?
No.
Wow. All right. So, I don't know if we can call bullshit or not on that one, Jason. Next up, we've got Shane Goda, who asks, what did you think of Ken Patera? Do you have any good stories?
No, just the fact that he was a phenomenal athlete and an Olympian, man. I mean, good God, give it a break. I wasn't around him except at the WWF, and he wasn't there that long.
So no real stories. You just kind of knew of him and of his reputation.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the thing about him throwing a rock through a McDonald's?
Yeah.
Went to like prison.
Yeah.
Probably not a dude you want to fuck with in prison. It would be a Ken Patera.
Yeah, I would think not.
Yeah. Next up, we've got our pal Yambag Jones, and oh boy, a silly one here. If Jake and Marcus had to have a tag team name and finisher, what would they be?
The dumb fucks.
I think our finisher would be not the go to sleep. It would be the take a nap.
Take a nap. There you go.
That would be just go take a nap. That would be the end of the match.
That is such a ridiculous question.
Well, it's, I'd probably make a good tag team partner for you, Jake.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The Grim Reaper? I don't know.
Grim Reaper.
Well, it's spelled R-E-I or R-I-E, so I don't know what this guy's got going on. But in any case, he asks, what was the most satisfying DDT you ever hit?
On Dark Journey.
I knew it. It. Yeah.
That fucking pop that night. That was incredible.
Dude, unbelievable reaction. We covered it on a past episode, folks. Yeah. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. We watched a video of it too, and man, that crowd reaction is insane. Wayne Conway is next. What's your best Marty Jannetty story? Ooh, boy. This covers a lot of ground, I'm sure.
Oh, guys, come on. I don't want to go there.
You're trying to skip the Marty Jannetty story?
Yeah, I can't do that, man. I mean, Marty party's hard. I'll just say that, and I partied hard too at a time, but to get us both together, man, it wasn't a good thing, because we'd be going for days.
Now, I know that Marty and Sean would like trash hotel rooms like rock stars. Did you ever do that kind of thing when you were partying?
No. Fuck no.
Why? Like, what's the point? Why trash a hotel room?
Why do that, man?
Yeah. All right, I won't push too hard on a Marty story. Next up, we've got a female listener. Jenny Ramsey asks, Scott Hall once talked about the importance of commentary in selling talent and stories. Can you tell us about some of your relationships with commentators? Anyone you particularly liked or disliked?
Well, your commentator can make you or break you.
Mm-hmm.
By saying small things and by saying big things. So just think about that for a moment. Other than that, they can make you too.
Mm-hmm.
They can make you the second coming of Christ. They can do anything they want because they've got the power of that fucking microphone. And if you got the microphone, you're the one with the power.
Yep.
You can make what they are looking at the biggest, baddest son of a bitch on the planet, or you can make that guy a whimpering fool by what you say. So, yeah, you better have a relationship.
It is interesting. Go ahead.
I never nurtured a relationship, with one of the announcers or whatever. I just kind of let it, call it where it is. But I never had a problem with anybody either.
It is interesting to think that you guys are the ones in the ring kind of telling the story visually, but really, an announcer, to your point, they can make you fantastic while you're out there, or they could completely bury you if they want to.
You sting up the joint, man.
Yep. Now, do you think that there was any one announcer that told the Jake Roberts story the best?
Oh, God, I don't know, man.
I know you had a really high opinion of Gordon Soley.
Yeah, Gordy was very special. Jim Ross was very special. That's a tough one.
I've got to give it up to Vince in many ways. The way that he would announce you during your WWF run, he made you sound like a calculated killer out there.
Yeah.
So it's something to be said for his way. I know he gets a lot of flack online about some of his Vince-isms. Gene Sky asks, I loved hearing Jake's reaction to the Shockmaster. Can you show him Robocop in WCW? Yes, I can. Let's play the clip from Capital Combat.
Oh, my God. Please. What did I do wrong?
Formation for Robocop as he makes his way to the ring. He'll be coming into our camera view here. Now, wait a minute, the Horsemen are already up. They just threw Sting in the cage. They just threw Sting in the cage that Cornette was in. Sting has been caged by the Horsemen, but here comes Robocop, Bob.
Sid Vicious, Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, they all attacked him, threw him into the cage. But look at Robocop now as he's approaching.
He is not.
They're backing away from him.
He's not intimidated, Bob. Robocop going right to the cage. This steel.
You're gonna be a bucket of balls till we get done with you.
Oh gosh almighty! He's pulling that door right off the hinges. Woohoo! What strength by Robocop! And now you want a piece of him, Horseman.
Look at Ole and Arn and Big Sid backed up. And the expression on their faces, they say, what the heck have we got here?
They say there'll be another day when Anderson. When Ole Anderson saw Robocop pull that steel door right off the cage, they said, we better wait for another day.
Well, there was Jake, Robocop in WCW. What'd you think?
Wow. All I can think of is one of those damn. Oh, the wife's got one of those sweepers that go around your house.
Oh, a Roomba.
A Roomba, yeah. She's got one of those that drives me fucking nuts. It's always getting hung up.
Yeah. Oh my God, those things are the worst. I owned one for a while, and yep, you'd hear it like churning over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck with this thing? I can just get it done faster myself.
Oh shit.
So Jake, what do you think of like the 60s Batman and Robin style cage that Sting was in? It pulls it right off the hinges.
I loved it. I loved it.
And also Jake, we know famously you would not go down for the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. We talked about it on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Would you have sold for Robocop the way that Arn, Ole, and Sid did?
Fuck yeah. I sold for Ali.
Seeing those guys back off from Robocop and going, oh, don't want a piece of this guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's gonna go on their highlight reel.
Jake, what do you think? Should we do a full episode of Wrestle Crap and reactions from you at some point?
Oh, I think that'd be great.
I think we're gonna have to do it. There's certainly plenty out there, and a lot of it involves Sid. Craig Como is up next. Why didn't you ever get a chance to do color commentary in the early 90s? It seemed like a lot of guys had a crack at it between Savage, Piper, Perfect, but not you.
I guess they didn't want me out there doing it, bro.
That's really the only answer, Craig, right?
Yeah. Anything to keep a brother down.
Now, I know that right at the tail end of your run in WCW, there's some footage out there of you doing color commentary with Jim Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do a hell of a job. It seems like it's working. I mean, at that time, if they had come to you and said, "Hey, Jake, what if you transition out of wrestling, become a commentator?" Do you think you would have stuck around?
Oh yeah, probably.
There's a place for it, and I think there's still a place for you in color commentary, man.
Let's go.
KCW is up next. Reaction to the recent WWE talent releases. Jake, did you see much about the talent releases?
No, who got let go?
So Dolph Ziggler got let go. Matt Riddle. It's a whole host of people. Rick Boogs. So yeah, it was a ton of releases. Probably the most notable is Dolph Ziggler. He spent nearly 20 years there with the company. Really talented young man, and now he's gone. So what do you think of seeing a guy like Dolph Ziggler go?
Brother, it happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's an evil fucking business, But hey, look at it this way. It might be your biggest break. You never know.
I mean, you take a look at a guy like Matt Cardona, who wrestled there as Zack Ryder. He had plateaued as Zack Ryder, but now he's on the indies as Matt Cardona, and he's making a ton of money, making a huge name for himself. So if you're willing to put in the work, you can make it work.
Fucking right.
Jake, do you have any advice for young talents that are, we're basically at the pinnacle in WWE there, and now all of a sudden it's okay, I guess we're starting over?
Guys, starting over, man. I guess it was a lot easier for me because back in my day, we started over every time you moved from territory to territory. So you had to learn how to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's still a place for you guys in wrestling, just not with WWE. Look around you. You'll see what I'm talking about. Go get it.
There you go, guys. That is some good advice from Jake, and we'll put that one out on social so that these folks can see it and maybe start feeling a little bit inspired, because I think a lot of it's got to be a downer. You work really hard. WWE is kind of the goal, especially for guys who are kids. In like the 2000s or whatever. WWE is it. It's the pinnacle. It's where I'm trying to get. You finally get there, and then you're just gone. It's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is, man.
Michael asks, who does Jake think is the greatest tag team of all time? Boy, that's kind of a tough one.
Well, if you go by money, you'd have to say the Road Warriors.
Gotta be.
You know, but if I went any other way, it'd be the Rock and Roll Express.
Those two are hard to beat. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to money, it's I don't think anybody got close to the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, they were killing it back in the day. And I mean, you look at the Rock and Roll Express, they still kind of work every once in a while now.
Yeah, they're still killing it.
And Ricky can still do that, like moonsault or not moonsault, the Frankensteiner. Just what an incredible athlete still.
Well.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break to talk about our new sponsor, Fume, and their incredible product. Cold turkey may be great on sandwiches, but there's a better way to break your bad habits. We're not talking about some weird mind voodoo from your crazy neighbor or replacing one bad habit with another. We're talking about our sponsor, Fume. They look at the problem in a different way. Not everything in a bad habit is wrong, so instead of a drastic, uncomfortable change, why not just remove the bad from your habit? Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that does just that. Instead of electronics, Fume is completely natural. Instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. And instead of harmful chemicals, Fume uses all-natural, delicious flavors. You get it. Instead of bad, Fume is good. It's a habit you're free to enjoy and makes replacing your bad habit easy. Your Fume comes with an adjustable airflow dial and is designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting, giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for de-stressing and anxiety while breaking your habit. I got my Fume in the mail and I was blown away by the amazing flavor. With options like crisp mint, orange vanilla, maple pepper, and more, there's truly something for everyone and every preference. Also, I am definitely a fidgeter, and Fume scratches that itch as well. It's perfectly balanced, feels great in my hand, and acts as a great stress reliever. Also, it just looks cool. The design includes real wood, a sleek look, and a great shape. Stopping is something we all put off because it's hard, but switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has served over 100,000 customers and has thousands of success stories. There's no reason that can't be you. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up the Journey Pack today. Head to tryfume.com and use code SNAKE to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack. That's tryfum.com and use code SNAKE to save an additional 10% off your order today. Roadshow asks, if you never chose the DDT for your finisher, what might you have used? What are some other finishers you see being used that you really enjoy?
Well, if I couldn't use the DDT, I'd have probably just went with the short arm clothesline.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't have anything, man.
Were you using the knee lift for a while?
Knee lift. I could use the knee lift good.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been something I was stuck with.
Are there finishers from anybody else that you would see over the years and say, like, that's a hell of a finish?
Oh, God, yeah. I can't think any of them off the top of my head, but, tons of finishes that blow my mind.
Maybe one that I know a lot of folks say is kind of the DDT of the 90s was Diamond Dallas Page's Diamond Cutter.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I mean, Scott Hall putting a guy up in the Razor's Edge was always like, wow, what a spectacle.
Yeah, God, not me.
Like, not you putting a guy up or not you taking the Razor's Edge? After you injured your neck, did you tell people backstage, like, I'm not taking these particular bumps?
Yeah.
Which bumps were off? Clearly the pile driver,
well,
right?
Yeah, no pile drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
No.
Any other bumps that you said, nope, not doing it?
Back suplex.
Okay.
I hated that fucking thing.
Like, even before you got injured, you hated it?
Yeah. Then after I got injured, it's a no. It's impossible.
Just what? Too dangerous even before your injury?
I just couldn't take it right.
Ah, okay.
For some reason, I was whiplashing myself.
Oh shit. Okay.
When the head got crammed down, I was coming out or some weird fucking deal.
Oh.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Hell no.
Yeah, there's a million things we can do out there.
Would you have taken a power bomb?
Oh yeah,
Because that one seems like there's a lot of potential to really snap your neck back whenever you
that's
land.
a bad
right?
one too.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I have taken them. What the fuck? I mean, I've taken the superplex off the top.
Have you really?
Oh yeah,
When was that?
in the 70s.
Oh, good Lord. How was that landing? It gotta be brutal.
Yeah, they shot a big angle with me wrestling this guy, and his finishing maneuver was the superplex.
Oh.
And so to get heat on me, he jumps me in a match and gives me the superplex.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sit there for about a minute, and I start trying to move around, and he snatches me up and gives me another one. I was taking 2 a night for about a week.
Holy shit,
Oh,
man.
fuck, man.
I mean, so when you're down after your first ever superplex in the
Yeah.
ring, you're laying in the ring. Are you like,
Yeah.
okay, I survived it, I feel good, and then this dude fucking comes for you again?
Yeah, it comes from me again. It's like, oh, fuck no, man.
Oh,
No.
God.
I did not want that second one.
When you're being told backstage or wherever when you're laying this out, like, hey, Jake, you have to take the superplex. I mean, you're still a young man at this time. You said it was the 70s. Are you in a position yet where you can be like, hey, I don't think I want to take that bump, brother?
Yeah.
But you said, fuck it, okay.
No, I just went with it.
Wow. All right. Did you ever take a superplex or anything off the top rope in WWE?
I don't think so.
That's why I was so surprised when you said you took a superplex. I've seen a lot of your film. I've never seen you do anything off the top rope.
Superplex, man.
Whew, brutal.
Scott Irwin.
Scott Irwin.
Yeah, Scott Irwin.
Scott Irwin. It was his finish, the superplex.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he wind up doing something with WWE? That name is really familiar.
His brother did, Bill Irwin.
There it is. Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, Bill Irwin, yeah.
Next up, we've got Kelly O'Flynn Craig, who asks, when did you get your tattoo, and do you have any more?
I have 2 tattoos. This one on my hand, which
There it is.
you can see is rubbed off. It was a great idea that just didn't work. I had to put it on twice, but it keeps rubbing off.
Because of jerking off, I assume.
Exactly. That was the second part of it. But it has reappeared somewhere else.
Damn it! I stepped on your joke.
Just fuck up everything, man.
Fuck. I thought the second tattoo was gonna be a tramp stamp.
No, the second one is my pelvic area, and it's my wife's name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When did you get that?
A long time ago. Long time ago.
Like pre-WWE?
No, WWE.
Oh, okay. Wow. How about that? So
Yeah.
all these years, fans have seen you without your shirt off, and you've been that guy that didn't have tattoos, and all along you had one.
Yeah.
How about that? All right. Next up, we have got Blue Gru, who asks, what's the worst you've ever injured someone in the ring? Anything stand out?
The Steamboat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
For sure.
Everybody knows that story, and we actually did an episode on it. So please go back and listen to that one. But can you think of anybody else that you hurt while you were working?
Really messed up. Sid Vicious.
You hurt Sid?
Yeah, he blew his bicep with me.
No shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. Was that during when you were El Diablo?
Yeah, right.
That was a pretty fun angle.
Yeah.
So do you recall how Sid fucked up was it something that you did?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It pretty much spelled the end to his first run there.
Yeah,
in,
it did,
the
man.
WWF.
Fucked him up.
Yeah. Well, he would bounce back and eventually become the champion. You'd see him down the road.
Yeah.
And guys, we'll see you down the road on the next episode of the Snake Pit. That's going to do it for this week. And next week, we're looking back to October 1984 to drop in on your partnership with Gino Hernandez and WCCW and a rivalry with, you guessed it, folks, the Von Erichs. It'll be our first look back at that part of your career. And I'm excited to check it out, Jake.
It'll be fun. It was some rough times, but we persevered.
Can you give us a little preview? Like, what was rough about your time in WCCW?
Oh, the lack of money.
That's the roughest of times.
Yeah, man. Fuck, are you kidding?
Do you have any Gino Hernandez party stories we're going to be able to share?
I'll just tell you that, yeah, Gino and I partied one time together.
We'll save the story. We'll save the story for next week.
All right, bro.
Folks, if you're looking to attract that 25 to 54-year-old male demographic to your product or service, why haven't you gone to advertisewithsnake.com yet? Jake is a legitimate household name. He's still over like Rover, and you can get him to put over your stuff to the exact audience that you're targeting. If you need evidence that it works, just listen to our show. We routinely advertise for the same businesses because they know that what we do works. Head to advertisewithsnake.com and team up with the Hall of Famer himself, Jake Roberts. JakeTheSnakeShop.com is your destination for rare signed collectibles straight from Jake himself. Autograph figures, shirts, 8x10s, and much more. You guys have got to check out the custom sculptures of Jake by Sin Bodhi. They are available now, and they're all signed by the Hall of Famer himself. Go right now to JakeTheSnakeShop.com and add a new centerpiece to your wrestling collection. Get over to cameo.com/JakeSnake for a personal message from the Hall of Famer himself. Here's a recent review from Eric. I could not have asked for a better cameo. Jake was awesome, and it was super funny and entertaining. Love you, Jake. If you're a lifelong fan, you've got to get a cameo from Jake. Again, it's cameo.com/JakeSnake. Go and order yours right now. Fall has brought that cold weather, but you can greet it in style with the Snake Pit page at boxofgimmicks.com. We've got awesome hoodies, sweatshirts, long sleeve shirts, and hats that'll keep you looking fashionable this fall. And if you're a fan of the 80s and 90s wrestling, you're going to love the style over there. Again, that's the Snake Pit page at boxofgimmicks.com. Check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/@SnakePitPod for short clips from our show, highlights, and some exclusive content. We also recently did a giveaway for subscribers there, and we'll continue to do those occasionally, so don't miss out. Like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell there right now. Also, if you've enjoyed our podcast, please like, subscribe, and leave us a 5-star review on all platforms. That helps Jake and I out a whole bunch. And just a reminder, guys, you can get the Snake Pit and all of the other shows in our network early and ad-free over at adfreeshows.com. So plans start at just $9 a month, but the higher tier you go, the more stuff you get access to. I mentioned it earlier here on the show. I myself am doing a podcast there every other week with none other than Hacksaw Jim Duggan. One week we do a focus topic, just like I do with Jake, where we talk about, some specific part of his career. And then other weeks, Jim and I do a mailbag series, which is essentially an Ask Jim Anything, where he allows members at adfreeshows.com to ask him questions. He answers them, and we have a ton of fun. Plus, there's bonus content from every podcast over there. You get interactive chats with some of your favorite hosts and wrestling personalities, and there's so much more over there. There's thousands of hours of content. If you haven't been over to adfreeshows.com to check it out, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're a wrestling fan. Just get over there right now, adfreeshows.com. Get signed up today. Catch Jake on X at JakeSnakeDDT, on Instagram at JakeTheSnakeDDT, and on Facebook at Real Jake the Snake. You can follow me at Marcus P. D'Angelo on X, and you can follow the podcast at Snake Pit Pod on all social media platforms. Guys, this episode was an absolute blast today. I love doing Ask Jake Anything. I know he does too. And we'll see you guys next week right here on the Snake Pit.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson from SaveWithConrad.com. Heads up, homeowners, all of a sudden your house is worth more than ever these last few years. But what are we going to do with that newfound equity? No, I'm not suggesting you sell your house and go buy something else. But didn't we all make this decision when we bought a house where we said, hey, someday we'd like to, and one day it would be nice if, maybe it's the dream kitchen, maybe it's an in-ground pool, maybe it's a man cave. But you've got this newfound equity, and I think we should use some of that equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. But even better than that, we're routinely helping folks do this, and they wind up with a cheaper monthly payment. So if you got the dream house you always wanted, with no money out of pocket, and your payments went down, how easy is that? Find out how easy it is to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket right now at SaveWithConrad.com. We can't wait to hear about your projects. Tell us what your dream is. We're going to help you make it happen at SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 65084, Equal Housing Lender. Woo!